Let's get good. I am the gamer under development, and this is Endless Space 2 Awakening. We are playing as the lost-worshipping Nakalim, and we have expanded our influence throughout the galaxy and are now reaching sort of the furthest reaches. We've discovered pretty much every other faction, I believe. Yeah, and we are ready to end our turn. We apparently left off ready. Although we do have a bit of a warning up here for some reason. Likely because an election is coming soon. Yeah, I'm guessing that's what it is. It keeps giving me a warning up there, and I'm not sure why. Like, we have enough influence to maintain our laws. Okay, moving forward. We just captured Ida and Placidus and put in a new relic that produces an additional 10% food on all of our systems, and we've unlocked a new population collection bonus for the Nakalim, plus 15% dust and plus 5% resource tithe. That is specifically for our interactions with the Academy, which is really, really useful, because it means that we're going to have an easier time coming out on top than other empires will. We have newly discovered the Ambalier. Where are they at? It looks like they're over by the UE, considering that Dimitri is their... Oh, I found the word, but I can't remember it. Darn it. I'm sure we'll see. We'll see, guys. Maybe we'll... It's suzerain. Suzerain is the word. I found it and I remember it. We have so much influence right now, it's unreal. So we're just gonna dump a bunch of influence into this. We'd actually really like to get these guys, I think. Yeah. We would really like to assimilate these guys. Construction buyout reduction on ships is really, really nice because we do generate a ton of additional dust, and that would allow us to sort of rush out fleets at our will, which is always a powerful thing to be able to do. Second Zealous Cohort has recovered probes. Let's go see where they're at. That is our hero right here, who is able to once again probe the system, and a relic just spawned here too. Talk about a double whammy right there. Okay, so let's look at this Arctic real quick, see what we can get. That is a anomaly. We get some extra food, we lose some science and happiness. That's actually not a very good anomaly for us, really. But let's go ahead and grab that relic while we're at it. Oof, that is a big Academy fleet. They are coming in to say hello. And as you can see, we are expanding the influence of Hath almost around Edisir. If we can actually encompass Edisir, we can give them away to the Academy, and that's something I'm hoping we'll be able to do this episode so I can show you guys how that works. Expedition successful on Hath. We did get 25 influence from that. Academy reminder message. This will end in 2 turns. We are well and ahead of everybody else, but why not just throw another 100 on there for fun? We will get more than 100 from that, though. We will get, theoretically, 105, I guess, because we get a 5% bonus. Go ahead and close that. Relics have been detected. When you say it like that, 105, it doesn't seem like that much. It really doesn't. But when you consider that when we gift a system to the Academy and other stuff like that, it also affects it, it's better than that. Not to mention that we currently have hacks running that will allow us to increase the amount of stuff we've given them without actually giving them stuff. Alright, hero level up for our new Sophon Counselor. And that's fine. We'll take some extra science from him. Always nice to have a little extra science. See, once we start getting enough relics to move on to this production bonus on our systems, that's going to be really, really nifty. That's what we're trying to sort of get to. We also want to be able to get to this damage bonus on our fleet commanders, but that will probably come along the way. Alright, food here, not super crucial, but it's not bad. I still think we'd rather go with optimal operations because it does give production and food. And food is one of those resources that kind of tapers off towards the end of the game. Petrov Jutka has leveled up again. She will take the food and production, moving her into tier 2, where she can start getting a big science boost, which means we'll want to move her to a system that generates a lot of science right now. And that's actually something we should look at doing right now. Our highest science grossing system right now is Ida, shockingly enough. So if we moved Petrov Jutka over there, Ida would generate a little bit more science. That actually seems less worthwhile, especially since they're already ecstatic and she's kind of making that system happy. We are starting to notice that because we have passed our expansion limit, our empire approval is sort of going down and our approval in systems is going down. And if we look at that, we're going to start to see minus 10 happiness from overcolonization. Yeah. So we can counter that by building happiness text. The other way we can counter that is by dropping admit and improve and instead passing saints and sinners. Saints and Sinners is a very strong law, though. It's stronger than we actually need to counter this problem, so to speak, so we're not going to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use happiness improvements to counter that. While we're at it, we should be grabbing up all of these relics that are sort of floating around in anywhere space here. What is this? That is another Academy fleet. Okay. Mr. Hero, would you please come up here and snag that relic for me? That would be nice. Do we have a relic hunter in the vicinity that can come snag Heracles' relic? It doesn't look like we necessarily do. However, there is this ship up here. Let's have this ship here come down. It's going to take 6 turns with free move. That's still a little more than I'd like to use it for. Let's instead have this ship kind of work its way down this star lane, and then we'll go ahead and potentially send another nearby ship to go get that. There's another one right there. At this point, it actually seems like it's worthwhile to potentially pop out another relic hunter somewhere. Almost got our first cheap heat fleet done here on Bushir. Karana is building a scientific behemoth. Let's do this. After Karana finishes that, let's pop out one more... Where are you? Relic hunter. In fact, actually, let's just buy a relic hunter. There. Problem solved. While we're at it, since we do have almost 8k dust, let's go to the marketplace, check the heroes out. Does not look like we've got any governors in there, and we already have 2 seeker heroes, so we don't really want to gear up with another admiral hero. Instead, we're gonna just sit on our dust for a minute, see what other fun things we can do with it. Honestly, with that much dust, what we should be looking at doing is potentially coming around and finishing improvements on systems that we just haven't had time to do. For example, things like the National Treasury, although that's really expensive. What we should always do first is get Pulvistics Productions. Is that what that is? Pulvis Production. Now, the reason why we want to get this first is because it reduces the buyout costs on ships, and that's actually super, super useful for us. However, I think that at this point, what we want to do more than that is kind of get whatever uncolonized planets are in queue or have not been colonized. So we'll do that. We'll also buy sustained farms, because that is a basic improvement. Probably good to grab public-private partnerships here as well. Yeah, that'll make more sense as we're starting to unlock more planets on this system. So we'll grab that. You notice that we're just churning through dust here. It doesn't really matter for us. At this point, it doesn't really matter for us. And the reason is because we just generate so much dust from that population bonus. Now, if we look through here, it really comes down to happiness improvements as well. So let's check out Bushir, for example, and see what happiness improvements might be available to improve their situation. Does not look like there's much. Looks like we've already kind of burned through all of their happiness improvements, which is problematic because it means we may actually need to switch our laws to be able to counter the happiness malice that we now have from being over our empire limit. The other option, of course, is to expand our empire limit. Lots and lots of decisions to be made this turn. That was a big, big change. Obviously, religious staying on top, so is pacifist. Don't mind that at all. In fact, we may be able to get some extra happiness from pacifist laws. The only reason I'm not switching them right now is because I don't want to lose any of these other wonderful laws here. Admit and improve makes me really happy. Species stability gives us a lot of dust. It makes it difficult for us to just be like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll switch. We'll switch. Why wouldn't we switch? Because it doesn't make sense to switch right now. Like, we're getting such good stuff from it. But that happiness is going to be a problem for us, especially since happiness has an effect on science. We're still loyal here, but we'd rather be ecstatic. I think due to the effect on science, we've got to drop admit and improve here and pick up saints and sinners. If we had the second pacifist law, that would also be an option, but we'd have to make peace with some people. So we'll pick up saints and sinners, and if we come through here and look, yeah, now everybody's ecstatic. We're at devoted, which means we're getting plus 30% science. That only took 1 turn off climate engineering, but 1 turn is still a turn. And if we look around, everybody else is doing pretty solid right now. Let's go ahead and just end our turn. We do have a bunch of dust. We're kind of sitting on it a little bit because we can spend it for other things, and we may need it to help us buy out stuff in the future. In the system, Karana produced at least 138 production and 75 food. That gets us neurorobotics, which is a huge, huge improvement. That is a big production boost, and it gives us access to industrial zones, which turn hot planets into a greatly specialized production system, or planet, so we're going to use that. After working out how to communicate with the aliens, you learned that their homeworld was attacked by a hostile race of extraterrestrials who conquer planets, quickly strip them of their resources, and then move on. The Cravers, baby! The aliens were trying to reach a certain habitable system that would both provide a new home as well as a resource to cure their plague when their ship was attacked. Although they desperately want to save themselves, they are also concerned that if you don't deal with the hostile extraterrestrials quickly, they will move on to destroy other planets. So we could intercept them, or we could reconquer Oentho in less than 10 turns to intercept the evil guys, or rather reach. So the results for these are very interesting. The bombers are generally going to be better squadron modules because bombers do have higher damage against medium ships and large ships, and that's what we really want them to go after. On the other hand, the fighters are essentially counter-bombers. That's basically why they exist, is to counter other empires' bombers. That being said, this is pretty much always going to be the better option. However, I don't want to set up an outpost on Olvati, because if we do that, it's just going to put us further over our expansion limit. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Reconquer, which is reach there and intercept the evil guys. Uh-oh. If we do that, though, here's what's going to happen. It's going to send a fleet to Olvati who's going to attack this hero, and this hero's going to get wrecked trying to grab that relic. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to choose Intercept, and we're just not going to do it. At least not until we increase our empire limit. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're just not going to colonize that system until we really need to. Our first Science Behemoth is out in Karana, and that makes me super happy. We're going to go ahead and give this guy a test. We'll send him up here to GNY8, and hopefully still be able to... Yes, we can upgrade his ship design. So currently, on this ship, we just have speed boosters. Now, I do want to come in here and make sure that on the new Scientific Behemoth design, we have more than just the science modules. That is what we started with, but because this is something that's actually valuable to us now, we do want to make sure we have some defenses here to keep it alive. I generally, early on like this, go with beams for weapons on our behemoths because they do a lot of damage and they're already pretty hardy, so being able to hit from long range with those beams makes a big difference. I'm going to go ahead and go with that, and then we will upgrade this guy. It's going to cost us 740 dust, which we could care less about, and look at that. Climate engineering went from like 10 turns down to 6, so that just cut another 4 turns off. This is the power of the Science Behemoth for the Nakalim. Let's go ahead and pop out this relic hunter that we constructed primarily to help us grab up these new relics. Okay, I'm not targeting... Oh, whoops. There we go. Gonna take us 3 turns to get out there and start grabbing that relic. That's fine. Over here, we are almost done with all of our ship productions. Everybody is happy, though, which is a great improvement for us. And then in this system, we probably want to start building our level 2 modernization. We should actually go around and build that anywhere that we haven't yet, as that's just a massive improvement in the influence output of our empire. Looks like we have it here. I could honestly probably do this better through the system menu. Yes. Placidus does not have it. The easy way to tell if you've done a system improvement somewhere, whoops, there, and if you hold control, it puts it to the top of the queue. Pro tip right there, except I'm not a pro. Anyways, the easy way to tell whether you've built it or not is Colony 1 means that you don't have any improvements built yet. Ida also does not have it, but we are out of the luxury resources to do it. We could go buy more to do it right now, but it's honestly okay to wait in Ida for a turn. Let's actually zoom into Ida for a second, or at least look at the planets. No strategic resources there, which is why we haven't built ITP. What we can build, though, is luxury lotteries, because they do have luxuries on this system, and that will help negate some of the happiness malice that we have there. Oof, that is expensive. Is there anything we'd like to build before that that's more of a priority? I mean, predictive logistics is always yeah, we're going to put that in queue instead. Mainly because getting your production stuff before getting most of your other upgrades is usually a good idea, primarily because that will speed up the building of any future improvements you build. So yeah, we're going to start looking around to make sure that everybody kind of has predictive logistics in their queue, and if they don't have stuff, like Karana still does not have public-private partnerships somehow, so we're going to go ahead and buy that out. Moonbase is actually really nice. Karana has, I believe, several moons. Let's take a look. Yeah, multiple moons. Yeah, 2 different moons there. That's actually really nice, because it means that this moon base is going to generate a lot of extra science for us, about 100 minimum. So that's kind of nice. We'll put that in queue for sure. Is there anything else in here that is... And I'd like this to go and expand a little taller, but it doesn't seem to want to do it because we're in the system overlay. If we were here at this level, we could click that and get a little bit more, which is what I use it for generally. Let's see, anything else in here that's super basic that we want to pick up? Does not look like it. I mean, we could start going for this. That's absolutely something that should be in queue, as is intensive cultivation here. Yeah, let's put that in queue as well. Generally going to build these improvements in the seat of our empire because that provides sort of the best overall benefits, since this will usually be your most developed system. Looking at Denark, we would love to get that as well. All of these, of course, going to take quite a long time to build, which is why we've got them behind our production improvement. Interplanetary transport, if we had full planets, might still be worth it, but we don't, so it's not really. This hot planet right here, though, we definitely want to consider building industrial zones. In fact, we might put that at the top of our queue because it is very, very useful to have. It will increase the production of this already high production system, so that'll work. Ushir is probably fine. Looking through here, Hath needs more stuff. Hath is working primarily on improving their influence range, but while we're at it, we can do xenotourism and public-private partnerships, and we can do those for relatively cheap if we want to rush them, but I'm only going to rush public-private partnerships because xenotourism is only going to take 2 turns and 2k is too much to pay for it. So let's do predictive logistics there as well, and then potentially just a lot of different things we can do here. We can build the Academy Embassy. That will allow us to unlock heroes a little bit quicker because we haven't technically found the Academy system, I don't believe. So, to build that or to build happiness... Happiness isn't really needed because of our laws right now, but if we build it, we may be able to dial back that law a little bit sooner. So that's always sort of a juggling act. Getting Intergalactic Technology Center is not a bad idea for us in general. In fact, I think we should prioritize that. I actually forgot that that doesn't affect just technologies that are from older tiers. It is just a flat technology reduction. So that should actually be a huge priority for us. Like, we may actually... 12 turns... We should probably rush that. I'm actually going to go in here and see if we can tell how many other people have started that and where that is at. I believe it's down here. Nobody's really started it yet, so we're still in a good place to get it, and that's what we want, because that is actually going to be a massive improvement for us. My understanding, because I sometimes forget how things work because I play this so much and there's different things for different factions, I got it confused with the way that the Sophon's trait works, where it's only technologies from past eras. The fact that this gives a flat minus 10% science cost on technologies is huge for us, so we're going to make that a priority in Korana. Almost to the point where I think maybe we buy out predictive logistics next turn. That's not a terrible idea. I mean, honestly, we might just sell stuff and buy out predictive logistics now. That's actually... it's that good, guys. It's that good that I think we might do that. 45 is way too much. Let's sell maybe 20. There we go. That'll take us up to 5.6k. Let's get predictive logistics here just so that we can get an additional 80 production, which will speed up getting ITER. That's absolutely worth it. I'm actually really excited to get that now because that will cut this down even further. This science behemoth, though, massive, massive improvement to the turns needed to get climate engineering and move our faction quest along. Very happy with the outcome there. Alright, you, sir, are near enough that I would love for you to come down here, and if you do it directly, it's going to be 7 turns. If you don't, it's going to be 5. Then go that way. Get there in 5. That's totally cool. We're good with that. We have recovered another relic. That means that it is potentially time for us to look at either using that relic or just having it sit there for more science. I think we're fine having it sit for more science, but we should be building another temple or 2 very, very soon. It's actually going to take 3 to get up to the production bonus, which is huge, so we're going to work on that over time as well. Got these extra minor faction ships here coming in to harass the pirates. Really nothing special about that. We may actually send them on to Estray here to try to grab that relic while they're over there. And since it's an academy system, I don't think we'll get much heat for just hovering there, but I'm not entirely sure, so we'll keep that in mind. Looks like pacifists might actually seize our empire, which could be problematic to some degree, especially since we lack the money to force it. I probably should have saved a little dust. That's okay, though. We still keep religious in power, which is good enough for me because it means we do keep access to most of our religious laws, and now we have access to Right Thing Rule, which allows us to force peace, which is huge because it means that when we start to pacifically convert systems to hand them over to the Academy, if somebody attacks us, we can just be like, no, you don't get to fight us, which is great. Make Love Not War is another relatively cheaper method of building some happiness. Still not ideal. We would have rather stayed primarily religious, but this will be fine. This will be absolutely fine. The Ambler are now cordial with us. Hostile trace is detected. Show me the location. Okay, so Kuyos has detected our hack. We'll be done with our hack in 1 turn. They have 1 turn to hack back through these 2 systems to get to Hath. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. And we were first, so we get to be the Master of Dust, which is awesome. Because the way that the Master of Dust works is the Master of Dust can make economical grants with the Academy's Dust to other empires to tip the diplomacy scales in his or her favor. Most recent economic grants you gave. The Academy currently has 3.1k Dust for grants. So we can now issue grants. If we actually go in here, we can also look at the insignia ship we get, which is the Sum of All Pains. It is a large carrier, costs 1.2k to put down, and has an upkeep of 52 dust per turn. Look at the power on that thing, though. Those ships are actually the best part of this new system. If you're a peaceful faction and you're just trying to stave off someone's attack, the event Generation Gamma has come to an end as well as its effects. We lost 10 happiness on our Empire and 15 dust on our systems on our Empire. That's okay. We should still be fairly happy due to our laws. Yeah, we are. Bushir is obviously struggling a little bit for happiness right now, and there isn't a whole lot we can do there other than to reassign a hero. And I think that that's a good idea, but we should wait until we have a hero that is genuinely producing happiness to do it. Nakalim population has grown. Excellent. ITER is now 8 turns out because predictive logistics cut off like 4 turns, which is great. Kamos has just finished public-private partnerships. Let's see what else we may want to put through Kamos. Still generating a ridiculous amount of dust, by the way, so we're not hurting by any means for dust. We should be getting Miners Union. The main reason we want to get Miners Union is because it increases the yields of our strategic resources, and as you've seen, we've been using strategic resources as a way to supplement our economy on the market. That is a great little trick we can use. So by getting the Miners Union here, we just generate additional strategics for nothing, basically. It costs a little bit of upkeep per turn, 8 dust. We're generating 1.8k. It doesn't mean anything at that point. Getting National Museum here is not a bad idea either. Pulvis Production's actually really nice as well. See, this is the point where we're just like, what do we build first? That's where we're at with this system, is what do we build first? And I think I'm happy with that order. Getting a little bit more dust is probably more important than getting influence for Kamos right now, just because Kamos realistically isn't near a neutral system that we might want to take for the Academy. Edisir here, Hath, that's a different story. We really, really want Hath to be able to kind of overtake that other system. So what we might do here, if we can, I wish we could colonize this Arctic planet, but we cannot. So we'll want to make a move to get the tech for that very, very soon. I'm very tempted to just turn one of these into a temple for the Lost, but that's a really bad idea since they're generating decent resources right now. On the other hand, we could colonize Hath 3. The only thing we would lose is some extra dust, and we'd be able to give this system over to gain a little bit more influence and perhaps wrap Edisir. And we could do that in a turn by paying 2.3k. I think we're going to do that, and the only reason I'm doing this and I'm dumping that money right now, guys, not necessarily a good idea, but I'm doing it because I want to show the way that you can hand a system to the Academy. And if I do that, I may be able to do that this turn, which is nice. Let's see, who do we want to give Academy grants to, and how exactly does that work? It may not kick in till next turn. I've seen that with some of the other Academy things, so... Or it may be that we need to go through here. Yes, that's probably it, yeah?
Diplomatic channels, not social media.
Don't you dismiss social media, okay? Social media is a powerful tool. How dare you? How dare you, Queen Thick? We are deeply offended. Okay, so there's the Academy grant right there, 3.1k, and we can just kind of go in here and go, all right, we're going to give you 3,100. And what would we like to get for that? We could buy a system. That seems like a really bad idea. There's actually not a lot that we want from them. I just kind of wanted to see how that actually works. Very interesting is how that works. Very interesting. We can essentially grab systems from people, which is useful, but we can also trade for resources. That being said, there's not a whole lot of resources we want. It's actually kind of sad that we can't use that to trade for text, because that would be a nice gameplay mechanic with the Nakalim. Unfortunately, with that not being the case, there's not a whole lot we can do with those Empire grants other than just like giving them to people to potentially make them better friends of ours. Yeah, that's kind of... That feels a little bit like a missed opportunity. I think that would have been a really cool mechanic to be able to be like, hey, take some money from the Academy and give us that technology that we were having trouble acquiring. That could have been a really, really cool little thing. I'm going to send this aspirant up this way through Electra to try to, first of all, scan down some anomalies here to increase the influence we're gaining with this minor faction. Hey, Quadronix is nice. We like Quadronix. And also to move up this star lane right here. Excellent. Solar Nebula, the effects will be applied on Kamos. Nice, so we're actually gaining some even more additional dust here because that's now in our area of influence. So growing our influence, as you can see, it's helping us in multiple ways, and I'm very, very happy with the outcome so far. Also, this science behemoth is still just blowing me away, guys. I've not really used the science behemoths before this, and now I'm just like, man, those things are 100 right there. I love them. Let's see if we can potentially just gain some, like, friendship with people by giving them the Academy grants. Is that a thing? If we give you, like, 100 Academy grant, just because we're nice?
A worrying message.
Nothing. Okay. So maybe not. Maybe we can interact with minor factions using Academy grants. That would be useful. Like, hey, Floros, you're pretty cool. We like you. How's about, no. Okay then. Sad times. Well, at the same time, we're still gonna offer them a little bit of praise and some extra influence here, primarily because we do want to be their suzerain. If we can assimilate these guys, it may actually even be worth the malice of having the system over here. The other thing is, if we get this system over here and we build a ton of influence, we could actually start converting the Lumeris systems and giving them to the Academy, which would be really, really funny in my opinion. But maybe I'm still salty at the Lumeris for the way that our playthrough is going in the Vodiani playthrough. Still holding that grudge, am I? Let's go ahead and check out this other relic hunter who's down here now. Where are you going? You're going over here. Get there. Go, buddy, go. Oh, he got intercepted by the Academy. That's why he's twigging out right there. That's okay. Ending our turn. Look at that. Did you see that just begin to expand a little bit more there? The Ambler are now amicable with us, which is great. Kuyos has been successfully hacked, so what we're going to do here is just hack the autodroids. That's going to allow us to steal some resources from the Pirate's Lair. We could also eavesdrop to reduce the diplomacy cost with them. That's not super useful for us. We can improve our relations with them so that they won't come after us, which Falsify Logs does. Or we can make it so that they take longer to produce a fleet and it lowers their reinforcement points when we're invading their system. The only one of these that really appeals to us right now is getting some extra resources. Resources are nice. So we got some Super Spuds and some Transvine from that, which is excellent. Let's go ahead and do a new hack now, and that hack is probably going to be aimed at an Academy system because we're getting a lot more from hacking the Academy than we are from hacking those other factions. In fact, though, let's see where we can possibly jump a hack to. I don't think that we can have 2 hacks running at once to Dill. I think that's a limitation of the system that honestly makes sense. Yeah, we can't end another hack on Dill. That's not something the game is willing to allow us to do, which is fine. That's absolutely fine. I understand why that is. It makes me a little sad because I would love to oh, wait a minute. Estray. Estray is a thing. Hello. Let's do this, this, and this. Quite amazing. You'll notice that we're not limited to star lanes with hacks. I've seen some people say, oh, the hacking system is dumb because you're limited to star lanes, but you're not. You're not limited to star lanes. You're limited to a certain distance because that makes sense. Broadcasts can only travel so far in the vacuum of space. However, not star lanes. So we can get 2 Academy hacks going here. We're going to use those to essentially move our hero points towards getting an Overseer because we really, really want some more Overseers. The Ambalier have been assimilated by Dimitri. That's weak. Dimitri, you just took a bunch of our resources away. We're not happy with you. Alright, another level for our Sophon hero. Obviously going to dump that into Person of Means because that's still more valuable than Optimal Operations. Yes, excellent. And going to come over here and look at Petrov Jutka, who's also leveled up. What can you give us, Petrov? You can give us more production, but more importantly, you can give us more science. Science is a big deal, although we did notice that the science on our systems is relatively low, so this bonus is not that great. Like 15% of 35 is something like 4 additional science, not that great. On the other hand, additional strategics and things like that, very good. Additional production, also very, very good. I think what we'll probably go with here is... She's also an Overseer, so what we want to do here is definitely pick up her happiness improvement, I think. Because otherwise she's not going to have a way to bring happiness to a system. So we'll start with that. She can get happiness, that makes sense. Nakalim populations everywhere, which is great. Bushir has completed the Cheap Heat fleet, guys. Oh, are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Because this is going to be phenomenal. I'm actually super excited now. We're going to roll out our first combat fleet, everybody. It may be a little bit late in game for this fleet to come out, but at the same time, it's massive and it's cool and I'm super excited. And our hero should be free and ready to go. He is. Does he have a probe, though, that we can use before we send him that way? He does. Let's finish probing the system, and then we'll send him over to that fleet. Oh, we got some quadronics. We are going to... The expedition made landfall days ago, but nothing has been heard since they entered a region of mild seismic activity on the second day. Electromagnetic analysis of the region suggests that their communication equipment should still be functional, so lack of contact is unlikely to have a technical cause. What should you do? Stay loyal to the missing team and send another party down to investigate, or keep everyone aboard and not expose them to unknown risk? You have a bad feeling about this. It's a trap! We're gonna protect. Wait, no, we're gonna rescue. Because if you protect, you essentially just get some resources and you rename Placidus in the honor of the people you lost. In this case, we burn some Hyperium to get a better outcome. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We do not have the probe to do it right now, that's fine. Time to assign that hero to this massive fleet, and this is gonna be fun, guys. This is gonna be fun. Hello, massive fleet. Hello. What is your movement? 8 movement. It could be more. We could be happier with the movement, but that's okay. Let's get them up here to mess with these pirates. That'll be a good use for them, just to poke at pirates for a little bit so they can gain some experience. Quadronix is gained there. Additionally, some Gigalatus, and what else? New luxury resource discovered. Yeah, we know. We found Gigalatus. Thank you, game. Dealt with the heroes. Got a new relic. Gonna look at our production here real quick. Climate engineering is going to be done in 3 turns, and at this point we have 12 relics total. 6 of them are currently in science. I think if we keep 4 in science, we'll probably be okay. Taking another 3 off is 150 science per turn. That's actually not going to make a huge impact at this point in the game. So now I'm considering, like, do we take those off and put them on some of our heroes to generate a little bit more influence? Is there a hero here? Yes, there is. Does he already have it? I think he already has that. Yeah, he does. Okay, that's unfortunate. If he didn't already have that relic, I would have put it there just to boost his influence a little bit. Oh, we're so close to encompassing Edisir here, guys. So close. In fact, we are close enough that I'm going to probably do this. Spin project everywhere. Oh, that's different. Spin project everywhere. Yes. There we go. And I'll even buy those out just so that we can have them instantly. Alright. Gonna check here. Got another hero who's sort of ready to come back and do the things. Gonna bring him back to Placidus so he can do some more scanning while we wait for a fleet for him, which is our next objective as far as fleet construction goes. We should probably look at Bushir for that and see about producing another fleet there. If they do not have public or predictive logistics, we want to wait for that, but once we get that, we'll be able to put out ships a lot faster, and we should actually reanalyze our production, because there may be a better... No, there isn't. Bushir is still our best production system. Okay. I can live with that. They're also not very happy, which is somewhat sad, because, well, I mean, honestly, with them, it doesn't matter. They're capped out on population, they're not really one of the systems we're relying on to produce a ton of influence, so it's actually kind of okay. And then, we have discovered the Sisters of Mercy. Hey, what's up, sisters? How you doing? Have some praise. We love you. We love you. Do you love us? Because we love you. Oh, and we found a relic there. Awesome. Give me more relics. All the relics. What have you found, little aspirant? Nothing, so let's go ahead. Whoops, didn't want to do that. We're not going to actually scan Isar for that. Instead, we're just going to shoot. Wow, they colonized a 1-planet system. Way to go, guys. Way to actually create a drag on your empire. This little guy is ready to pick up his relic, and then our hero here has done 1 scan. We should have him do some more. We should actually go in and retrofit his ship so that he has 2 probes. Oh my. He's still using the basic ship design. That is a huge failure on my part. We're going to go ahead and put a scavenged ram scoop on him, and we will give him 2 different probes. In fact, we might give him some fast cooldown probes. Yes, excellent. Excellent. Titanium probe's going to be fine for him. We're going to do that and then give him another one of these. And then while we're at that, we should go ahead and take a look at our hero over here, because he's going to want he's going to want a module upgrade as well. Oh wow, he's going to need a couple module upgrades. I'm going to give him some scavenged ram scoops, because everything else should be using those. And then we're also going to give him a fleet speed booster, because that will improve the speed of the entire fleet. I'm going to make sure and check that we don't have any new technologies as far as shielding and everything goes. Nope, looks like those are the same, so he should be fine there. And yeah, that should greatly increase, well, it increased by 1, but it actually increases it more than that when you think about the fact that the ram scoop gives more movement per movement point. So that will increase the capability for them to traverse the galaxy a little bit faster. This guy's obviously going to be able to scan a little bit better. Did we not get rid of his original probe? Or does this actually have a stock of 3? Huh. It says a stock of 2, but it shows that he has 3. That may be due to one of his abilities, though. I didn't think about that. Yes? Yeah, there we go. +1 maximum probe stock. Okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I can live with that. So we're just going to have him rest there, and I'm going to end the turn here. We are out of time for this episode, but I want to see how much Hath grows in influence with those spin projects. There we go. Hey, this is excellent. If we do this, that'll create a... Okay, so I'm going to deal with this on the next episode because that's actually very relevant. There's some interesting implications to that. We are so close to encompassing Edisir here, guys. So close, it's insane. If we actually have population that produces influence, we may move them over there. Do we have any pop that produces flat-out influence? We do not, because we might have moved them over there if we did. I can't think of any other ways for us to boost the influence on this system at the moment. Yeah. Oh, that's sad. That's sad, because we're so close. We're so close to encompassing Edisir and being able to hand it over. Alright then, we will figure that out next episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!